Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome to another stream as we are today talking about the mysteries of what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. Now, it isn't actually mysteries, but there's a lot going on. Now, look at the title. You may think, what? Yes, I know. The factor is nowadays, guys, there's a lot of bad shit going on. So, what is going on? Let's get into it. Let's get talking about it. There's a lot going on, and we won't waste any time talking or thinking about it. We will get into it, and we will go down a list of what happened here today. Now, there is continuous drills of the so-called Combat Brotherhood 2023. Rose, Witchy, hello. And this supposed drill was supposed to be happening from the 1st to the 6th. Now, supposedly it's still happening, but then there's a weird statement from a Russian so-called defense minister or his other, I don't know, his foreign minister or some shit like that. Shogi, right? The good old man that looks like he's full of a bag of potatoes, said that, well, there's not going to be any more drills. Says like the Russians are not going to show up, which seems weird to me because the exercise has been going on for 4 days and the Russians are already there. They're talking about extended drills probably, and I said it before and I'll say it again. They're talking about extended drills because I knew it, right? And I said it before. They're going to stop on the NATO border. There's an exercising on the NATO border. Oh, we're just going to stay around here. We're going to do something stupid around here. 200,000 men. I said it before, right? I don't think it's going to be long before Lukashenko says, oh, we're going to call up our reservists. We're going to call up another, maybe 100,000 men or something like that. Then we're talking about a 300,000 men strong army, And now, North Korean president called Kim Jong-suk right? is coming to Russia. He's coming to Russia himself. So you think that maybe something was happening, maybe something wasn't, right? And then there's the intentional, Russian propagandist, and I will show you this video here because I did watch it. I think it was pretty interesting here. So we have a guy, this guy, you all probably know him. You've seen it before. He's the top Russian propagandist. So we have the threats to Germany and Olaf Scholz from Russian propagandist Solovyev, something like that. So here you go. We have the video here. Let's bring it up to you. And Germany, Nazi hears. Don't be under any illusion. We will never forgive you for anything, and that. They're talking about World War II here, I think. All right, yeah. So he says that he's fallen in mud, right? He's facing mud, and his legs are braiding into raids because of fear. So this guy, as soon as a world leader does something, dumb, they jump on it because if a person, a human, falls down, despite him being, I think he's close to 60, and he fell down doing a normal day activity because he's a normal day person who's, he's a leader of a country, right? Sure. But he's a normal day. Yeah, hope Germany is paying attention to that. I wouldn't pay attention to it at all. He's just a propagandist, but, you can do what you want. I mean, he's a normal day, everyday person. Scholz is, he's an elderly guy. He's in, I don't know if it's 60s or 50s. He fell. Every person can fall, and these guys are like, oh, it's so unnatural. Oh, Putin never falls. And look at the way he's talking, as if we are supposed to be afraid because he talks. Oh. But here's the thing he talks about, and this is the annoying thing that they keep talking about this shit. So here we have it. Do our nuclear weapons scare you? We have plenty of other weapons that are enough. Think about nuclear ones. It's the nuclear ace. That's what the thing they got left. They got the nuclear ace. Now, Putin, right? the man, the myth himself, he will call on his so-called ace. His idealist behind it, that right? He is such. He is he's probably the biggest loser of all time. The fact that he's still on state TV is also a bit weird because he was definitely out speaking against Russia one time, and I found it weird. But there's another stuff here coming, and we'll get it all here. There's some good news and some bad news. Some good news from Ukraine. We'll get that to you just in a sec here. We'll run down this one as well. This is not there. This is failure. Any case, this is exactly what it looks like as today. Standing at seemingly very nervous Putin. Now he wasn't talking about his failed SMO. He said this about the Ukrainian counteroffensives. So he's talking about, he's not saying this about his own counteroffensives. What he's doing here, he's standing next to Aragon, and Aragon and Putin met here to talk about grain deals, and Putin does not want to do any grain deals. This is also pretty much news here. Putin does not want to do any grain deals. The only thing he wants to do right now is be annoying, and that's because he wants to be annoying, because he is annoying. And yeah. That's because he's born annoying. So, he says in his statements that he does not wish to he does not wish to do any more deals because the West has so-called cheated on him and has been the most annoying and is the ones causing all these failures, and are the ones causing Russia or him to not resume the grain deals. So here we have it. This is a failure. This is a counteroffensive. Can you just imagine in your head, right? Imagine the Ukraine war's over. Putin has been humiliated. The war's over, right? You go watch this video like here, and this is what he's going like, guys, it was a huge mistake, okay? Okay, it was a huge mistake, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay? It was a failure. It's your mistake. Come on, guys. Come on. But I want to say that Russia has never refused negotiation, and we're not refusing them now. Right. You're not, even though you just refused them. So we've never refused any deals. Right? Never. Not like the time you refused a peace deal. No. Not like the time you decided to what? Undermine the Ukrainians' ideals. And also, by the way, there was this treaty between Ukraine and Russia for Russia not to attack. Putin was there. He was, he was alive during the time where Putin and what's his name? Fucking the old guy, the Boris Johnson. Yeah, Boris Johnson, right? Yeltsin. Boris Yeltsin, right? Not Johnson, sorry. Boris Yeltsin. That's the old guy. Yeltsin, right? Yeah. He said that, we make this deal right here. Or was it, maybe it was, maybe it was, Gorbachev. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyways, there was a treaty between Ukraine and Russia. If Ukraine gave all their nuclear weapons to Russia, they would not attack. Russia would not attack. That's a deal, right? It's a deal that Russia has made, and they backed down on it by attacking Ukraine. So this, whole idea behind, Putin imagines himself as this country, as this godlike country. The reason why, this country, by the way, is it's called Russia, or the news line is called Russia, right? But there is a saying in Russia, right? And I don't know what it is, but they do say it as if they are the God-given will of the Romanian people. They see themselves as the next givers to the Romanian Empire, and that's their God-given will to have the old Romanian Empire. You think so, gamer? I think that deal is long gone. Yeah. But there's some good news here, and we wanna talk about this because we also have some good news. So there was some development here, and Witchy. This is all supplied by Witchy. You know, it makes my job probably like a million times easier. But you know, we won't talk about the factor that. No, I look for my own news. I was going through Twitter. It's been a long day. I fucked up my foot today. It's been a long day. But here we have it. So this right here, let me get a description of it because I didn't remember the description. So that the TG combat module is placed in the trench. AI recognizes movement and manpower, raise the weapons from trenches and the signal operate to capture the target. So this is right here, and then look, what is that? What is that gun right there? That looks like an AK-15 actually. That right there, either it's an AK-47 standard modified or it's an AK-15. Some of those Russian standard weapons that was also manufactured. They could have been bought by Ukraine, or it's a Ukrainian manufactured modified AK. The back there doesn't look very AK-like. Look at that. Shoot him! You love helping, that's great. 86, hello? Yeah, remember to give that like button, guys, if you have not liked yet. Now, on to the more scary news here. The more, you know, top of the morning news. By the way, there's explosion in Kherson and the Dnipro River, Dnipro region there has just turned red here. Air raid alerts going off. People are urged to seek to shelter if do so needed. Yeah, literally about to talk about that, gamer. Yeah, that was literally what I was about to get on. So, Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba said Ukraine has photographed evidence that shaded drones fell on territory of Romania. So we have one of the tweets here. I think that in particular case, the Romanian authorities are now studying all aspects of what happened. It's pointless to deny that something fell there, and we authoritatively claim with evidence that it was shaded drones that flew there. We have photographic evidence that something fell there, he added. So that's the foreign minister of Ukraine, right? Yeah. Said that. And here's the official statement as well from Putin here. Western partners cheated on us again. It's like he's in love with them and they just cheated on him. There's some other news here. I already kind of knew this. I mean, who didn't know this? Who didn't know this, right? So I'll get to it, would you? Who didn't know this, right? Chinese bankers lent billions of dollars to Russian lenders since the beginning of the war until March of this year. Chinese bankers have increased their assets in Russia from 2.2 billion to 9.7 billion. It's part of it all. We already knew it. I called it before. I said China. It would be stupid to believe China is not helping them. I've explained why. China doesn't exist without Russia. Russia doesn't exist without China. So they're working together. I said it before. I'll say it again. They're working together. We knew it, right? Significance, yes, it's funding their war. That's what they're doing. So there are also other Ukraine also saying that they have photographic evidence of what the shaded drones, are crashing in Romania. Now, as of my understanding, they are at the moment conducting some sort of evidence, they're looking into it, the Romanian authorities. Although I will say that there has been some people saying that the Iranian authorities have denied the claim of these shaded drones hitting the ground in Romania near the border there. As was feared before, there was many fears before of these shaded drones being able to hit the Romanian ports, the Romanian borders with Ukraine there down towards Odessa, because Russia has been targeting Odessa's ports to try and either get these grain ships from entering. They've threatened these grain ships, and that's part of their efforts towards breaking Ukraine down. Now, you're talking about Russian people right here, so you're talking about idiots operating idiotic things, right? So it's a kamikaze drone, shaded drones, right? so they're flying over, and now you think, oh, that's your port right there. What port is that? Oh, that port right there. Oh, that's Ukrainian port. That's what they're thinking, right? But in reality, they're probably hitting Romanian ports. They didn't do it all the time, but they've done it, now. And they've done it now. Now, I don't know if they hit the port or if they just hit the countryside. As of right now, there hasn't been any reports of so-called death because of these attacks or accidents. But we this whole idea behind not admitting towards the fact that Russia did this, admitting towards it would mean if you then choose to ignore it, you can be kind of seen as weak in some people's eyes. But I think in many people's eyes, you would also just be seen as the bigger person, the person who's, looking at this situation, and you're looking at it and you think there's no significant damage. There's no people that died because of this will survive, and this whole idea behind, it's a war and you can't predict what happens in wars, and things happen. Poland one time had a rocket land on their land. We all remember that situation when we all freaked the fuck out because there's a rocket that landed in Poland and we all freaked the fuck out. 2 farmers died, right? And we all thought that now all hell was going to break loose. And that was towards the start of the war, right? Or at least, that was probably a few months in. We still thought maybe Russia, still has it, right? So we all hell was breaking loose there. But we found out it was Ukrainian drone, of course, or rocket that veered off course trying to take out Russian rockets. And there's also been multiple hits inside Moldova, and you haven't heard Moldova actually breaking out. And I've seen videos of rockets hitting the ground in Moldova, which was Russian rockets hitting inside Moldovan territory. There's a lot of names here. So that was another time when you thought maybe somebody was going to come to that, but Moldova's not in NATO, and Moldova also chose to not particularly do anything against it. Apparently, although it did hit some buildings, I don't know if there was any death tolls about it. It's a war and it happens, right? It's a large scale war and there's a lot of things fired off. So we don't know exactly if Romania will do anything. That's the point. If they continue to do it and Romania is feeling under threat, they're probably going to call up the Article 4, which is the pre-steps to call up Article 5. So in any case, I don't think they're going to be out here calling up Article 5 out of nowhere. Poland called Article 4 to discuss reasons to call up Article 5. Now, Article 4, if anything was to happen, Romania would probably start by calling up Article 4, which would then institute a talk between NATO members regarding the choice of going into these countries here. And if that does end up happening, right, and if we do see that, I'm going to open up job list here for a second. I just want to pop-ups down there. I fucking hate them. 1 second, guys. Need to get this open. So, yeah. So that's, the whole scenario is weird. I can't, put my finger on why you wouldn't want to tell people that something happened. I think for now they're putting a wrap on it. They're maybe figuring out their next move, or they're doing something like that, and we'll have to see if their decisions weigh upon doing something about it. As of right now, it doesn't appear that they're gonna be doing much about it. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, let's keep an eye on it, and if anything does happen, right, we'll of course continue to bring it to you here. Now, some more news here that did surprise me here, which was I didn't really fucking understand this here, but it's quite a significant news coming in here. There was severe fires in Moscow. We'll watch this first, and we'll get to the conscription that was just called here in Russia. We'll get to that one just after this one. We'll watch a video taken in Moscow today, as there was severe fires here going on in Moscow. So check this out. This video was posted an hour ago. That is quite a severe fire, and this is in Moscow. Of course, we know Ukrainians are pumping the hell out of the Russians in Moscow at the moment, so very likely a Russian or some kind of saboteur move. But here we have it. So this is the Northeast of the Northeast news, right? Despite the Romanian news here, we have this right here, right? So Shogi ordered to mobilize another 200,000 Russians throughout the Russian Federation. The order comes into force on September. I didn't do it. You didn't do it? All right, fair enough. Well, good to know. The order comes into force on September 11 and must be completed by November 1st. So that's kind of like a come see, come sad, right? All right, so we have I think there's a translated version here. The Ministry of Defense of Russia, September 4th, 2023, number, on the additional conscriptions of citizens for military service for mobilization. In accordance with the federal law of May 31st, 1996, as amended by the federal law of December 30 in 1999, there's a lot of blah 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 blah. 1% of military commissioner federation be within the rank of local governments organized conscriptions for military services as a part of the partial mobilization of 200,000 citizens no later than the 1st of November. To impose control over the implementation of this order on the main organization and mobilization department control. General Armed Forces of Russian Federation. This order comes into force on September 11th. Now it's important to remember that we have this is going to take up towards a month here. So, 1 month of conscription here, and 200,000 people. That's a lot of people, but they need them. They are desperately in need of other people. Poorly trained, I believe. And also, if you're calling up 200,000, the amount of ideas, the amount of people that's actually going to be trained or have the proper training here, it may be very little. The only problem I have with it, I just want to see where these forces are going to go to. That's what I want to point out. Because if they're starting to move to, if they move to Belarus, because now, this whole thing about Russia officially canceled the 2023 joint strategic exercises with Belarus. They were supposed to take place in September. Oh, so it's not Combat Brotherhood. Okay, Combat Brotherhood is still ongoing. They haven't canceled that. All right, my bad. a lot of drills, and I said it was going to happen, right? A lot of drills. So there's a lot of drills. So they canceled the joint 22-23 joint exercises with Belarus. They were supposed to take place in September, as Defense Shogi, where their training would be held. And his answer was, no, this year we are studying in Ukraine. No, this year we are studying in Ukraine. Yeah, we're just taking a break from exercising, just getting our stuff together, Yeah. So that's fun. And Kim Jong plans to visit Russia in September. New York Times citing source. Of course, there has been Shogun has actually the guy, the Russian general, big guy, right? Visited North Korea, and I think he's redoing the favor here. But this comes as a very tense situation is brewing on the Western Front here. So. Okay, so we have some people saying that North Korea leader Kim Jong-un will meet Putin in Russia to discuss new arms deals. Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea allegedly are already openly entertaining into military cooperation and arming each other. Most likely in the near future, we will see a new military alliance. So that's there. Go for it. That's their take on it, guys. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. don't get your hopes up. It's bad. No, I mean, listen, I still don't know what the fuck's going on. I mean, I'm just going back and forward now because now we're seeing joint drills, there's combat brotherhood, and then we're going back and forward. Now they want to call up conscripts. Where are these conscripts going to go? I believe the Russian front. I just, I'm kind of like, I mean, if they go to Belarus, which I could have got like my whole idea behind they may go to Belarus, right? I don't know, but now they're calling off these joint drills, and now they don't, now they don't want to, hold joint drills, and they're canceling those, and if maybe they have already held joint drills, maybe Wagner has already trained up these Belarusian forces, or they're doing other stuff, or they don't like each other, or I mean, I just don't know. It's so weird, right? It's so weird these days, right? So it's really really beyond my understanding as to what's going on these days, right? The West is pressuring the UAE to stop supplying dual-use goods to Russia, the Wall Street Journal reported. Officials are seeking help from all countries that are being used to circumvent export restrictions and prohibit goods to Russian end users, a United States Department spokesman told reporters. Earlier, sanctions officials from the U.S., Britain, and the EU visited Turkey, or Turkey, and Kazakhstan to persuade the authorities of these countries to prevent dual-use goods from entering Russia. There you go. U.S. official says Russian oil price gap is working despite rally. The price ceiling on Russian oils is working. It reduces revenues. This is reported by the Bloomberg edition with the reference to U.S. Ministry of Finance. Since mid-July, Russian flagship Ural grade oil has been quoted above 66% per barrel, and the cost of some oil products has exceeded the limit set by the United States, the G7 countries, and European Union. The material said. So Russia is putting their mass amount of resources to use here, which we already knew. That's been going on for a very long time. So we knew they were going to do that. We knew they were doing it. October 11th. What are you talking about there, gamer? So, oh yeah, that's true. There will be. Was that not deferred? Was that no? Okay, that was the 11th. All right, I thought it was deferred, but all right. Yeah, I don't know. Don't really follow along on that. So also. So there was some people talking about a supposed Ebola outbreak at Burning Man. And I just want to come out here, and if you've heard any of these news here, that no, it is not a Ebola outbreak. There has been some people now confirmed no Ebola outbreak.
Ebola outbreak at Burning Man. If you believe that there's an Ebola outbreak at Burning Man, you are a dumb shit.
Okay, well said, dude.
Just remember, misinformation travels faster than real information.
When it happens,
there is not an Ebola outbreak at Burning Man. And if you want to believe that, you are a dumb fuck.
Well said, dude. Well said. Very well said, sir. Cherry on, sir. Very well. People are just getting sick, injured from the extremely alkaline dust. So people are talking about the dust, settling. Someone's talking about a new strain of monkeypox, but that's also a very serious thing to be saying, but that's not spiritually not what I would think. But no, no. No. So there's no Ebola outbreak at Burning Man. Okay, there's no Ebola outbreak at Burning Man. Some people were talking about the dust from the, the extreme fine dust was getting into people's lungs, causing them to have breathing problems. Maybe some people were getting a bit hot, so you were getting red. People thought people were getting Ebola and some people were getting spotty. But I think it was some people were talking about maybe some kind of, rash or something like that, or just the sheer amount of dust in your lungs. I'm not a medical expert, but all I can say, right, with 100% insurance here is there's no Ebola outbreak at Burning Man. So don't you worry about the factor that all of a sudden there's going to be an Ebola outbreak in, Burning Man. That's in the U.S., right? I have no idea where Burning Man is. Black Rock City. So that's in Northwest Nevada, and there's no outbreak of Ebola in Northwest Nevada. So calm your britches. For now, stay clean. Stay clean. Yeah, stay okay. Smoking is the cure. Yeah, or drinking some goddamn water and relaxing for a goddamn minute in a timbered and radiated, not radiated, but air conditioned area with proper air conditions, and just relaxing and letting the stuff get out of your system, and then you'll be fine in a few days or All right, so we have the Flash Daily News about Ukraine. Now, he is including yesterday's news. Just want to point that out. Ukraine has replaced their defense minister. I said this yesterday, but I just want to mention it again. And it is replacing it with a new one. I was talking about it yesterday. So, here you go. Here's the video here from Flash, and we will get you this, and we will sit here, and yeah.
Aynen o şekilde.
Ситуацию вокруг Украины. И, естественно, шла речь и о прекращении с 18 июля так называемой Черноморской инициативы.
Putin, we have never rejected a deal. Also, Putin, we just rejected a deal. That's
принять это решение, я имею в виду Россию вынудили, так как западные страны блокировали и продолжают блокировать выполнение зерновой сделки в части обеспечения доступа российских сельхозпроизводителей на мировые рынки.
Диви, раз, два, три, чотири, п'ять, шість, сім, вісім, дев'ять, 10, 11, 12. Так, де Дімончик? Проти піхотки. Там не бачу. Я бачу.
30% of their 30%. Not a fun day in China. Hurricane 4, level 4. It's at the scale of level 4 right now. Alright, so pretty good right there. Now, one of the weird news there that, you know, they got me there. You know, this whole idea behind Romania also saying now, you know, yeah, it's not fun being in China right now. Just encourage anybody to stay home and or only go out when necessary. Wear proper equipment. Also, you knew that there was going to be a storm. Still, you were wearing shorts. You know, don't wear shorts. So wear proper. Yeah. So.
Ausbaut, um die Exportkapazität für ukrainisches.
All right, so the German foreign minister thanked Romania for doubling the export capacity of Ukrainian cocaine grain. Yeah. Yeah, a situation here, but we have the picture here that we also saw. So this is the territory in Romania was hit. You can see that this is probably just across the Danube, the Danube River, right? Yes, Danube, right? The run, yeah, Danube, right? Yeah. So this right here is where it hit. It was at the moment when it hit, or just seconds after. I don't know. Yeah. So they're also saying that well, the factor that the Romanian statements kind of double down on themselves, because what they're saying is we deny it happened, although we also say that it wasn't a threat to our territory. So what you're saying is we deny it, although we also say that it wasn't a threat to our territory. We know it happened. We just deny it. Also, it wasn't a threat to our territory. Yeah, well, that makes a lot of sense. All right. No, but it wasn't. And yeah, we have to. We just have to accept that as it is, right? And we have to understand that a tree in a forest that falls because of a shaded drone attack may not be worth the life of thousands or millions. So, it's also, the idea behind it is a symbol tree that fell because of a shaded drone attack may not be worth the life of a hundreds of thousands of soldiers. So I believe it's the right choice to not react to it. I think we as the West should probably be the ones to be the better man and be the grown-ups, right? We should be the grown-ups. I think that's the best choice to have. We shall be the grown-up. Not the blown-up, the grown-up. Yeah. So, a lot of stuff happening. I mean, I'm getting it through it all, right? And I think what we're seeing here in Belarus and what we're seeing happening around, it seems weird, right? I mean, I just, I think you'd have to be pretty dumb not to believe that Russia is going to have something up their sleeves that they want to do. How effective the stuff up their sleeves is the second question. Although I will say, they're probably gonna have something, and they want to do something, right? And we know it, and it's probably is gonna happen. So but we'll continue to report on it and see what happens here. Let's get you the news here of the Ukrainian front. And as you can see, this is some deep state here. This is the area around here in Robotan, in the Zaporizhian region. They've just pushed past some of these areas here, and this is the Russian main defense line. And they actually just pushed past the main Russian defense line, the first main defense line. Now, the next thing that they have, and I can see the path for the Ukrainians right now is this. Supposedly it's this. They're gonna meet something here, but that's, I think their idea behind it is breaking through here, and then all the way through, right? Which is seems like the most viable idea here. Probably gonna go around here, but as soon as the Russians, they're now fighting the Ukrainians right here, right now. They're fighting the Ukrainians on opened, non-protected ground. This right here. This looks like it's mostly field areas. There's not really a lot of protection. Now, that goes both ways, right? It goes both the Ukrainian and the Russian way. But the Ukrainians are way better equipped to fight in such territories than the Russians are. Both mentally and physically and, equipment-wise. Very strongly mentally, they're also very much better. But but you can see, this right here was the main defense line that the Russians put up, and they're to pass that defense line. A lot of the forces are. So right now, we got these forces here, which are supposed to keep off this Ukrainian onslaught of continuous movement, which, I mean, at this point right here, we're probably going to see the Russians either fall back to some of these lines right here, but, they haven't put anything here, and that would mean having the Ukrainians could probably just steamroll through this area right here, get down here, maybe having all the Russian forces push here, could push from here, trying to encirclement or something like that, or simply just push and push and push and get past and just, steamroll through with their massive amount of courage. And yeah, I also think it's stupid that the Russians believe that the Ukrainians are gonna go for this. They completely embarked this city right here, this village, village, with protection all around. But the idea that the Ukrainians would go on the onslaught to take this right here would be stupid. I think the Ukrainians realize they're simply just pushing past, getting this Russian line cut off completely, disrupt the enemy completely, and really just smash their head ends with a lot of force. It's probably going to be their best choice of attack right now, and I think they're going to cut them off, and then they may focus on these guys right here. But eventually, with no food or supplies coming in, how are you going to start? How are you going to continue to have proper means to fight? When the only supplies coming in is coming from down here, from the Kirks, which is under complete attack constantly, and it won't be long before before Ukraine probably gets another hit on it. So, if I was a Russian right now, it may not look like it right now, but if you really think about it, the Russians are fucked. If they let the Ukrainians push past some of their last defenses, they're fucked. They're fucked. There's no other way to put it. They're fucked. So if, all these people saying Ukraine can't win, I think it's fucking stupid, because there's clear evidence that if they're able to pull this off, this massive offensive through the Russian lines, which they're doing, it's a very big chance that Russia is gonna win. So, it's it'd be stupid not to believe that they will win. We have a jet from Belarus just took off. The Lycian 2. That's a special one, isn't it? 1 second. I'm going to look it up here. 1 second. Standard long range for the Soviet Union. So it looks like this right here. You just get a good picture of it. It looks like this. This is plane flying up here. It's a private jet. Interstellar service on passenger plane from flight from Moscow to Montreal, and remained a standard long-range airline. Probably some kind of either diplomat or someone on board that one right there, or troops or anything like that. I don't know. A Russian Air Force. We got Forte 10. Hello. Up. We have a, what is that? Lysian. That's Azerbaijan. All right. We have some other planes over here. That's also a Russian transport plane. That's the same one right there. And a plane from an Airbus that took off from Russia here, just really close to the Chinese border there. Very close, actually. Very close to the Chinese border right there. Pretty much right on it. Surprise, surprise, right? Surprise, surprise. Yeah, not a lot of air activity over the U.S. That is for a Monday. That's not a lot of air activity going on. For a Monday, we have Hercules, and we have some transport, and over here we have a tanker. That's pretty much it. Let's check ADHP. They're bound to have some more, but very little air activity over the U.S. at the moment. Very, very little air activity. Probably ADHP is probably going to reveal some more, though. So don't you all worry just yet. I'll figure it out. Yeah, all right. So a little bit more, but very little amount. I mean, look at that. You got some transport planes. You got that E6. Oh, look at that. An E6 that came out from here. Now, I was reporting on a Belarusian plane, right, that took off, that flew around here, and then, you know, went this direction here. So we still know that there was a Belarusian plane that took off towards somewhere here in Cuba or something. We still know that happened, right? We still know it's there. It's probably still there. Whoever flew that there is still there. And we had these E6 that took a roundabouts down here today, and now appears to be flying back. Could be just standard surveillance, but it's still somewhat ominous there. Very, very little air activity over the U.S. I mean, it's almost uncanny right there. We got there's two Australian planes. It's not even U.S. planes right there. That's Australian. Look at that. Two Australian. What's that? That one I don't know, but that one's a Globemaster Free from Australia. That one I don't know. Looks like 767 or something like that. Two planes out here, probably some kind of surveillance or something. Same tanker right there, and a Black Hawk. So Black Hawk, that's also Black Hawk. Super Hercules. Yeah, really? I mean, look at that right there. That's not a lot of air activity. That's a very unusual amount of air activity for a Monday. I'd say. Of course, they could just be a very, you know, non-trainy day. They could be taking a break from training or something. I don't know. I feel like there would be more up. The day you don't see any planes over the U.S. is the day you want to go, what's going on? Because, I mean, right now we see planes up there. That's why I'm not going, you know, but we still see, it's very few amount, so I don't know. A little Hawaii there. Chopper and a Hercules. Most of them are transport planes, which is also a little bit weird there. From the United States, Postmaster Free over Japan. Nothing, I mean, completely nothing in Alaska. I usually see some things up in Alaska, but there's just one, okay, there's one plane out here called Sumo, which is a Super Hercules. That's pretty much it. Nothing in Alaska at all. Like, usually there's one or two planes flying around there, but there's literally nothing. Okay. Well, interesting. Interesting. There's nothing going on. In particular, at least. I mean, there's a lot going on. It's not there. There's just not a lot going on in America.
Yeah, look at that! Look at that! From the mountain.
There's someone to put down a flag over a stadium in the U.S. Yankee Stadium. They put down a flag called with Trump on it that was stated "End the war." Okay. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, look at that! Look at that!
Yeah, look at that. Nobody turned around. Nobody. Yeah, but look at that. Yeah, label there. Yeah, if you really want to say God bless America, don't elect Donald Trump. That's all I'm gonna say. If you really want to save America, don't elect Donald Trump. You say, get the war to keep going. Yeah, you gotta save America. No, you can save America while keeping a war in Ukraine going. People think we have to stop the war to save America. No, you can save America. You know, turn things around in America, still keep the war going. Yeah, it's a little bit extra pressure. Sure, but it seems like the Americans right now, or the people in Congress, they're afraid of a little extra stress. They're afraid of a little extra work. Because it seems to me that what their work nowadays is sitting around doing stick fucking shit. And whenever they're required to talk, you know, they come out of the stadium, they go, "Oh yes, we are here to save America. Vote on us. Let us save America. Let us save America." Then they go back to do nothing. You know, sit in their chair all day, play golf. It's fucking ridiculous. And I'll just say, you know, because the whole idea behind it was, the whole idea behind it was we're gonna save Ukraine, right? And that they want to do, but it appears to me that they're just afraid to do two things at once. They say that we are pushing so much money into Ukraine. What are you talking about? Too much money? The United States has 40 fucking trillion. So you're telling me that you spent what? You spent 200 billion and all of a sudden the whole country's going to go under? No, it's the fucking leadership of the country that's doing fucking bad. Now they're taxing the Americans to put the arms in Ukraine. That's not what they should be doing. They should be taxing. They should be using all their budget. By the way, what the fuck are they using their budget on? They keep saying we're going to use our we don't want to use our budget, but they use the budget every year and they raise the budget ceiling, right? Or the ceiling of, the debt ceiling. They raise it one more time and say, okay, it's fine, Well, what the fuck? What's the point of that? Because you say you want to stay within budget, let's stay within the fucking budget, Yeah. I mean, people are wanting to end the war because they're seeing the financial situation, and the way that some of the reason why people are saying it, because they're listening to some of the politicians that are going, if we end the war in Ukraine, we can save America. Right. In 2022, when the war started, you tell me, was America more broke then, or was they broken then in 2022, before 2022, or is the United States more broken now? You tell me. Because the ideology behind it is that they say, oh, we were so broke all of a sudden, we have no money. No, it was fucking COVID that did the first shit. Before that shit, it was the fucking politicians running around doing nothing, right? I mean, people had money, sure. I mean, the money situation is bad, I agree. This means maybe they should up the pay for people. Tell them that they have to be paid more. It's just fucking... I mean, there's so many ways you could put this other than that. But other politicians, they're riding on the idea that, the reason why America is doing bad is because we have to send so much money to Ukraine that we can't provide for ourselves. What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean? You can't provide for yourself because you have to send money to Ukraine. What? Wait, you just have no money all of a sudden because you sent 200 billion. What? You sent 200 billion or less, right? To Ukraine. Now all of a sudden you have no money. No, it's because you're using the money that you get from the taxes to supply Ukraine, not the money that you have for your budget. The budget's already over. You don't have those money anymore, right? The money that you have, you don't use those. You use the money from the taxes, and you realize we need more money, so you're taxing people more. It's a whole fucking system. And our system is working. So, listen, if you want to save America, yeah, ending the war, it's gonna give you some financial upping for a while. It's gonna give you a financial upping. But what do you think happens when the war in Ukraine and Russia wins? What do you think happens? Do you think the oil price is gonna drop? No. Do you think that you're gonna have more power in the world? No. Do you think their people are going to start using the American dollar more than they were before? Because they're not dropping the American dollar, right? You think they're going to start using the American dollar more? No, they're not. Right? Who's going to be in control in Europe? Who's going to be the biggest suppliers in Europe? China is. America, if they don't win in Ukraine, they're fucked. We're all fucked. Right? We're all fucking fucked. Russia, people say that they haven't won. If they fucking, if you let Russia win, we're fucked. It's not even a fucking joke. You let Russia win this war, and we're all fucked. You think your financial situation is bad now? Wait till you see when Russia wins this war. No, your financial situation is going to be so fucking shit. Because you are, by the way, you're going to be in war with Taiwan eventually then. You think being in war in Taiwan is going to be easier? No. Being in war in Taiwan is going to be so fucking shit show because you lost in Ukraine. Now, China thinks we can invade another country. They do it. And then America may even doubt providing aid for Taiwan, despite the fact that they have promised it. And if they can't provide aid to Taiwan, which is what they want to do, right? Then their solitary power of their promises to provide help to people are going to be just thrown out the door. People are not going to rely on the U.S. anymore. What happens then? People are going to stop using the U.S. for a main supplier. People are probably going to drop alliances. People are probably going to drop deals. Money, gone down the fucking drain, right? Faster than you can fucking count to three. And China and Russia is going to be back in power before you can count it. The only thing we can counter do this is by kicking Russia out of Ukraine and proving once and for all that America is still on top. That's the way we can do it. If we win this war, we're not fucked. We're good. We win this war, we're good. We lose this war, we're fucked. America's fucked. The European Union is fucked. Everyone's gonna be fucked. Sorry for my language here, but it's true. So, yeah, I'm sorry for your financial situation, but you think dropping the war in Ukraine is gonna be better? No, it's going to be good for a month or two. Well, then when Russia takes over, right? And China thinks, oh, well, Russia just did that. Well, let's jump on Taiwan. Oh, then America has to jump on Taiwan, right? When they do that, they lose even more money. Taiwan is going to cost even more money. Then your financial situation, because the American government is going to need a lot of money to fight against China. What are they going to do then? Again, you're fucked. Yeah, everybody. But that's because they think. It's because the people in the U.S. genuinely still has the old idea that they had, 100 or 80 years ago. That why do we have to fight a war in another country? But the factor is, it's an economic situation. Because if you don't fight that war, and you have, for example, imagine if Nazi Germany took over Russia and everything, and they would be the biggest power in the world. They would be the only superpower, because they wouldn't allow the U.S. to be a superpower. What they would do is keep the U.S. just at the brink of being a superpower, or just at the brink of being, strong or anything like that. They're probably, tell them you can't have ships in this area. The amount of deals they would have, the U.S. economy would be struggling so fucking much. So, the idea still is here that if you let Russia go about it, you let Russia win by stopping the supply of arms to Ukraine, your financial situation isn't gonna improve. It may improve for a little bit, but it won't improve a lot. It would prove nothing. There's many ways that the American government could make your life better right now. If they all got into a room and put their fucking heads together and do some good shit, but they won't do it because, why should they? It's fucking stupid. It doesn't matter. So, Russia took heading north away from Georgia, yeah. The West is pressuring the EU, so whatever that one. Yeah, I talked about that one, yeah. All right, it's enough to talk about America. Just want to point that out. The International Swimming Federation allows athletes from Russia and Belarus to participate in competitions in neutral status. Reported by the press service of the Federation, they note that they would allow Russian and Belarusian according to the certain criteria, including the anti-doping measures. They will check the lack of active support for Russia war in Ukraine, and ban national flags and anthem. One athlete from Russia and Belarus will compete in one competition, probably against Ukrainian. Then I imagine probably gonna dope them on fucking vodka. The activity of hostile DRGs has become frequent in Chevny region, State Border service here. A representative of the State Border Guard service of Ukraine noted that recently Russian DRG making more attempts to enter the Chevny region. However, according to him, enemy group are immediately identified, fire is open on them, and they retreat beyond the line of state border. Really? Fuck is DRG? But Russian forces are... That's Russian forces. Ukraine noted that recently Russian DRGs... Quiet. Well, it's been a lot of explosions going on. But yeah. Okay, well that's... What? A representative of the State Border Guard Services of Ukraine noted that recently Russian DRGs has been making more attempts to enter Chechnya region. However, according to him, enemy groups have immediately identified fire is open on them and they retreat beyond the line of our state border. So they're making attempts to go between... What? This is not just some fucking small ass news right here. Here. That's bordering Belarus. Part of Russia. It's bordering, you know. Well, that's not good. That's so weird. It stops right there. Right? Yeah. I mean, it's just the factor is that it dips a tiny bit into, you know, Russia over here. But the rest of all of this right here is inside. All this is, yeah. What? The story about the U.S. helicopter damaged 60 cars in this. What? What do you mean? I haven't heard about that. Well, why did they do that? Really? 5 U.S. Air Force attack helicopter at Esbjerg, Denmark airport. Very odd. Something to do with Ukraine war in Ukraine? Who knows? Just gonna exercise? What do you mean by it? Do you who was talking about that, gamer? But how did they damage 60 cars? What do you mean by damage 60 cars? Let's don't get it. American military damages 60 cars at Danish airport. Brand new Mercedes, Jeep, and postal cars were accidentally damaged by American military unloading at a Danish port. What? Oh. The mishap occurred as a result of unloading work to move heavily armored military hardware from a ship onto the harbor. Danish newspaper Billions reported it was the American military. It was some of their helicopters. Director Danish Joel Peterson told the newspaper. He said that he did not work if any insurance claims had been sent to the U.S. military. The West Jutland port is used to import cars as well as serving as a port for NATO and U.S. military equipment arrivals. Some 40,000 cars are delivered at the port each year for onward transport to dealerships across Europe. U.S. military is currently sending hardware to Port Esbjerg before it's transported from Denmark to Eastern Europe. Helicopters on the ships are prepared and then flown to onwards to the next location. The cars were damaged by stones thrown up by the helicopters. According to the balance report, the cars were parked in the large holding area. Denmark military command authorities told the newspaper that they received a contact from an insurance company in relation to around 60 damaged cars. The rocks being thrown up by U.S. military jets. All right. Well, no, I did not hear about that, gamer. Right. Well, damn. That's fun. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun, guys? Isn't that fun? Defense Research Group. Huh? So Defense Research Group has become more frequent in shifting its state border guards. A representative of the state border. What the? Holy shit. I mean, so we're talking about some Ukrainians going across. Are you sure you didn't do it? I mean, I know you fly planes. I don't know if you fly helicopters. Just be sure. You know, did you fuck up? I mean, are you here to say that you fucked up? I just want to ask you. Are you here to say you fucked up? Because it's okay. Did you fuck up? Yeah. So that's okay. That's interesting, guys. Because it appears to me right now that what they're saying is that there's been more frequent intrusions by GRGs, but from Russia or Belarus. I mean, Chechnya region, and then they were fired upon and crossed into their own state border. Is that something? DRGs, is that Wagner or is that something else? It seems weird. You fuck up this time? Are you sure? Just want to make sure. All right. Well, if you say so. That is, wow. That is insane. That is quite insane. Belgium will transfer Sea Sparrow surface-to-air missile Echo purchased from Germany to Ukraine. Belgium bought a total of 8 missiles from Ukraine. The cost of each is estimated at 7,000 euro. The publication all right. In addition to missile, the Belgian government plans to supply equipment worth 150 million euro. The new delivery will be an addition to other support projects of Ukraine. Great job, guys. Great job. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done, boys. Well done. Well done. Russian pilot transferred to Ukraine calls on Russians to follow his example. Maximum Kushmuyov, a Russian pilot of the Mi-8 helicopter who surrendered to Ukraine after landing in a Ukrainian airfield on August 23rd, called on other Russian pilots to follow his example. Yes, please do, Russians, soldiers, whatever. But, wow, okay. I mean, that's going to be a huge bill for the, it's going to be a big bill for the Americans right there. Yeah, sorry to say it, Witchy, but you guys are probably going to be taxed for damaging some cars in Denmark. That's going to be a bit of a bill. Some brand new as well. 60. I mean, that's just unfortunate. Why was there rocks at where helicopters were landing anyways? What I don't get is why was there rocks in an area of where helicopters, like loose rocks, like loose gravel, or what, in areas of where helicopters landing? Is that dangerous to not only cars but humans? I mean, the amount of rocks thrown your way if a helicopter was going to be landing would be insane. I mean, if it was enough to damage cars, it would be enough to damage, to at least do some damage to humans. That's why. Maybe some miscommunication right there could have been the case, but yeah. That is fun. That is fun. Well, fun. At least it wasn't anybody's owners. It was just some. I think it may have been some new cars that was just parked there, because it also is supports from, I don't know, people who use them or something like that. Yeah, doesn't matter. It's fine. We'll probably survive. Let's hope. Let's hope so. I got an ambulance in the background here. In real life. Belarus says Polish helicopter cross border. Warsaw denies it. We say no. You say yes. We say no. You say yes. Yeah, it's a funny thing, right? That's why you duck when you see a helicopter landing. Oh yeah, true. Well, you turn your back to it. Cover your head. It's a funny thing, because some days ago, weeks ago, two Belarusian helicopters were caught crossing into Poland, and then Poland says Belarus had helicopters crossing the border, and then Belarus said no, we didn't, we deny it, and then Poland sent some planes into Belarus. And now Poland is denying that it sent a helicopter into Belarus. I think Poland just pulled the biggest fucking, fuck you move ever. Like, this is the biggest man-made joke ever, because that was a helicopter flying to Belarus, and then they go, yeah, but we could do it too. Yeah, but we can do it too. So fuck you guys. Yeah, did we do it? No, we didn't do it. You saw us do it. Yeah, you saw us do it, but we didn't do it. Yeah, no. Yeah, we know you saw us do it, but we didn't do it. Well, we saw you do it. Yeah, exactly. You saw us do it, but we didn't do it. But we saw you do it. Yes, exactly. I don't know what you're not getting, We did it, but we also didn't, Just to get that joke cleared out to you, idiot, it's because you keep going into our territory. But there's a bigger news there with Flash. Keep talking about. He's talking about some DRGs entering into Ukrainian state. Are they trying to go for a? But the funny thing is that DRGs are defense research groups. So, what weirds me out about it is that if Russia. Gotta get dinner started. Oh, 5 minutes. All right, fair enough. Would you? So if Russia is sending in defense research groups to get a lay of the ground, maybe, or to find weak spots or something like that. Because the funny thing is that they're not attacking. What appears to be that they're going into the area and they head out again. Patrick, hello. So it's appear to me that we got these. I'll read the tweet here again. The activity of hostile GRGs has become more frequent in the Chechnya region. The State Border Guard Reserve, a representative of the State Guard Border Service of Ukraine, noted that recently Russian DRGs. Now keep in mind recently, and I also said recently, we have drills and we have Wagner. We have all these things happening in Belarus. Again, you'd be pretty stupid to believe that Russia wasn't going to have some kind of thing up their arms to, an ace in their arm trying to throw another line at Kyiv. I've been saying it. I think it's still the most likely scenario. Russia throwing another line at Kyiv. Strategically sound. It is strategically a good idea. But in the other sense, it's also, why? I mean, I get the idea, and it's actually, when you think about it strategically, it's a good idea. But the fact that they are going to be going against a hardened, Ukrainian defense line, the only problem for Ukraine is that the amount of people on their front up towards Chechnya and these regions up towards Belarus is that they're the most unexperienced ones. They're the conscripts that have been sent to that region. So they're not the ones that have fought for a long time. Some of them have, not every one of them. So those troops up at that border that's been there for a while, although they have trained and have conducted proper training, many of them are even NATO trained, are not the most efficient ones because they are not the ones that have been at the front line. The ones that are front line are the most experienced troops and the hardest and the best ones that Ukrainians have. But the ones at the line up towards Ukraine of when Belarus is are the ones that, are the newest. And the ones that did, have experience, many of them have actually been sent to the front line because they have experience and they want these, Ukrainian conscripts or mobilized forces to, be to help them out strategically and fighting as well. So strategically, it's a measure that's for the Russians. I'd say it's impossible. I mean, they're not, the troops that they're going to be throwing at that line possibly is going to be even less experienced than many of the troops that are on that line. But if they're going to send a big amount of troops, it depends just how much the Russians fight. And Russians usually fight, they fight with volume and not strategic or even quality in that sense. They just fight with the amount of volume they have, trying to break through the line. It will stretch out some of the Ukrainian forces, which is their hope, I think, to trying to take pressure off the front line. So you'd have to imagine that scenario. They keep talking about this possibly attacking, a NATO country. I still think that's an extremely unlikely scenario. But if they're getting, Belarusian forces, and up with these 200,000 conscripts that are now being called up in Russia, either they're being called up to go to the Russian front, in Ukraine. That's the real front, the front right now that's going on, right? Or these conscripts, and I still, we have to keep an eye on where these conscripts is being sent, because, yeah. So, however, according to him, the enemy groups are immediately identified, fire is open on them, and they retreat beyond the line of our state border. So they're going across. So I think these defense groups, guys, they're checking out the layout, they're giving information, they're maybe, looking at fortifications, they're reconning. So this is the steps, this is the ground steps, they've already said, and they've said it before, they're laying the groundwork because they've learned from their mistakes in Ukraine. So now they're perhaps going across some of these lines, looking at where it's easiest to go, perhaps to be able to break through some of those lines. Now, we obviously know that the Kyiv region is probably going to be one of the most one of the most hard in defense line because, Ukraine is very in particular with keeping the Kyiv region very, very safe because that's, the area that they need to protect. Kyiv city, the heart of Ukraine, needs to stay intact, and that's why they're protecting, and Chechnya and Saturn region, right? Also, some of those areas that's been, extremely protected. So, volume of Rivne region, right, is also one of those areas that's, less protected, but also very still in protection. They got defenses, just where the defenses are most hardened towards the Kyiv region. And it makes sense, defenses are usually always hardened towards the capital. I just spilled some drink here, and so that's great. I keep doing it every time I talk about something. I spill a drink or something in particular or something important. I gotta get something to dry this off with. Just think about what I just said there. Get it all in your head. Yeah, it's pretty menacing news, right? I mean, I can't confirm it all, but if they're sending defense groups, research defense group, right, into a line of where they're gonna be going on the offensive, you gotta imagine that they're doing something. Because if they're sending small recon groups into an area for no reason, that doesn't happen. Why would you do that? You don't do that for no reason, right? I mean, it's just imagination. Go wild, right? Oh, I really messed up my foot. Oh, it's so bad. I really messed up my foot. Oh, God. It is not good. It is not good. I repeat, it is not good. So, yeah, but keep your, I mean, don't panic, right? I mean, probably Ukrainian defenders are going to keep it off, but yeah. DRGs, Defense Research Groups, they're researching the defense lines for a possible attack, right? I'm good. I just fucked up my foot. So yeah, it's not good. It's not good. I think how would you say that in English?
Do nothing. Or help.
Right, I was army jobs. So British Army reposted. The British Army reposted a army jobs from a right. I don't need a tourniquet. I think it's a bit too far, maybe. Or it's a bit too far. I think I just I was out for a run and I put the foot in the bad position, couldn't feel it. As soon as I sat down, probably had the adrenaline take out, and now I feel it going. So it's not, yeah, it's yeah, it's not a good thing, right? Is it? No, it's not. So, oh, it's fropping a bit. We'll toughen up. I'll toughen up. Don't feel bad for me. Don't just a tiny bit, only a tiny bit. Don't feel so bad for me. Just a tiny bit. Just a little bit. Feel bad, just a tiny bit. Not too much. Not too much. Just a tiny bit. Now I don't know if you guys have seen, but look at this. This right here is the amount of air activity over the U.S. right now on a Monday, right? If that doesn't say anything is going on, I don't know what does. Well, I think just maybe I think maybe this one's a bit more than a dirt rubbing situation. So yeah, it was a pothole, and it was a got my hand a little fucked up too. So as I caught myself when I was falling, right? I didn't fall. I caught myself, like that. All of them. Oh, your kid's drunk? That's all hungover. Isn't some of your kids like in their teens? I'd probably get some eyes on it. Probably the best thing I could do. I got a foot massager as well. So that'll do. So it's good that I got a foot massager, but the thing that hurts is my ankle. So yeah. Yeah, yeah, which, you know, the Americans in general, I get what you're saying, but I just want to say, like, if you move out of the cities, we don't drink, so the kids don't get to have fun either. Oh, that sounds. Why? Kind of like saying I'm a vegan, so my kids needs to be vegan as well. I'm not vegan. No, I'm not vegan. What do I do for a living? How can I put it? I just, well, how do you even put it like that? I do, I'm independent. I'm independent. I probably the best way I could put it. No, I mean, I just, yeah, I'm independent. So, start up. Not nothing serious. Just, yeah. Yeah. Richie's independent too. Here you go. So, I, I love it when they do it. It's so funny because look at this. No, I'm not rich. I'm not rich. No. So, so that's what he's saying here, right? This guy right here. Look at this right here. Look at this. It's like the idea behind who's dumbest. This is like dumber on dumber, right? Chief of radiation. Chief of Russia's radiation, chemical, and biological project fellows of merch and resell it. We do pretty good. We do pretty good. Biological Protection Force Igor Klilov, America has prepared drones inside which there are thousands of mosquitoes with all kinds of infection, disease, and mosquitoes kill the soldiers. I mean, are you? Are you? Is that? Do people believe that? Do people believe this shit? I mean, how's that even a thing that people believe that America? Why would they trap mosquitoes inside a drone and then throw it? How do you prepare a drone for mosquitoes? They say they prepare drones for mosquitoes. All right, so they put a lot of mosquitoes in it, right? And then they just leave it in storage. Is that what you're saying? No, infuse them with diseases. Right, America is gonna send. America is going to send a lot of mosquitoes with Ebola into European Union. Yes, because mosquitoes knows only to attack Russians, right? They won't run off or anything like that, fly off, right? I don't know. You know, the Russians also what runs to describe, you know, the Ukrainian. The reason why they were winning was because, you know, the Ukrainians obviously are biological soldiers created in biological warehouses in Ukraine, where they manufacture soldiers specifically trained to kill Russians. So that's what their idea behind it is. Right? Then mosquito school first. They put a pile of dead rats, been dead for a week, in front of them, right? Let them get the taste. Let them get the smell of it, and then they send them to your Russian front, and they only go for the Russians because that's exactly how they smell. That's Speaking of dead rats, we had a dead rat going a trap here at our home. Now, I am sorry, Witchy, but this was not a pet rat. This was a one of those fancy rats, one of the pesty ones, the ones that eat all your shit. So we, got in a trap, quick death. We're setting a trap for a week, right? My dad was out checking it. There's a lot you have to do before my dad starts to gag or gets close to throwing up. My dad was close to throwing up when he saw that. So, just the sight of the maggots and everything was on it. I was like, like watching the worst death possible and then times 2, like. By the way, the Sea Sparrow surface-to-air missile purchased from Germany to Ukraine is a hell of a defense missile. I mean, it's a surface-to-air. I'm not completely sure as to how good it is. You probably had to ask someone like Lee Wilbarger about that, but I'm pretty certain I've heard about it before as a pretty sufficient air-to-air system. And also, it's from Germany, so that it's gonna be pretty good. 20 days in Mariupol. Oh yeah, but just look at that, right? 20 days in Mariupol. This guy right here, who was I don't know what he was, but I think he may have been in Mariupol or was there under the siege. But look at that. I mean, this is pictures of it. The fog really just adds on to the idea of just how fucked up it was. But look at that. Now, you remember a war, right? And if you ever remember a war, just think to yourself, what last war looked like this? World War I, exactly, right? What last war had the most amount of trench wars going on? World War I. I'm not saying this is a repeat of the World War I tactics, but the idea that we had from World War II was every other conflict in the world is gonna be like World War II with its constant, fast-moving, no dead stops, just constantly fast-moving, using the buildings as protections. This war right here, it's a modern war. It's a war for itself. It has drones, automated systems. It is a combination of World War I and World War II. It's fast-moving in the sense that it's, when things happen, it happened fast. But it's also very like World War I because they're in a standstill for a very long time throughout the winter and all the way up till now when Ukraine is not pushing into Russia and actually making their moves. This idea of making a bulge into an enemy line was not an idea before World War II when blitzkriegs came around, right? And now what we have, can't find where to watch the movie at. Oh, this one. No, I think it's in Ukraine, so it's the highest grossing movie. I don't really know if it's anywhere. I could look for it, but it's the implications is what we have here is a standstill war of trench to trench fighting. There's always a no man's land. This World War II wasn't very like that. This whole idea of standing still. It's a very fast-paced, moving kind of war. back and forward, right? So, I mean, I just want to point that out. There's kind of like a mixture, right? And this idea of that we had two different wars that were so different from each other, and now we have a war that's very different in many ways, but still just a combination of the two. It's funny. History kind of repeats itself many times. It really is. I mean, they compete. All right, let me just. It's a documentary. Copenhagen Ducks. Yeah, I don't know. It was the best winning movie in Ukraine. There's a preview of it. You can watch that together. We watch that together. Look at that.
Someone once told me, wars don't start with explosions. They start with silence.
Лично видим визуально. Танки зашли с надписью Z.
Город Мариуполь блокирован со всех сторон.
Russians have entered the city. The war has begun, and we have to tell its story.
Хорошо, что тут есть пресса. Снимайте.
This is painful to watch, but it must be painful to watch.
Вони нанесли бомбовий удар. Вон там! Хирургический корпус! Вот там!
А, вы госпитале, да?
Мамочка!
Не знаешь, куда бежать.
Чего расстраиваешься?
Не хочу, чтобы я умирала.
Репортажи ваши не разошлись. Конечно, огромное дело.
Они столько пережили с мамами.
If the world saw everything that happened in Mariupol, it would give at least some meaning to this horror. My brain will desperately want to forget all this, but the camera will not let it happen.
No, I probably I can't show the documentary because I think there's a lot of copyright, claims and all that. Although if we do find it, I think you can share a link of where you found it and we can share it out. I just don't think I can, if you buy something, I think you can show it. So sorry, but if you want to go watch it yourself, it's probably going to be Netflix one day, I'd imagine. So if you wait out just a few times, wait out some time, it's probably going to be on Netflix. There's probably going to be a whole documentary about Ukraine eventually. So yeah, it's you'll probably get to see it. I mean, I don't really have the so-called movie right now. I don't know. There's a lot of copyright issues, and all that, and we have to. Now I'm sure they let me allow to show it, but if it's something that costs something and then you show it, if you made a movie and you wanted to cost money, and one person bought it and showed it off to 1,000 people, so the 999 people wouldn't have to buy to watch it, and the whole point of buying it is, Are you buying it? Well, yeah, if you get your hands on it, I'd certainly like to know where you're buying it. I may want to watch it myself. But the, you know, I think sometimes we take for granted the things that we have sometimes. Imagine your childhood being, you know, a child there saying, I don't want to die. That's their implications of this war, right? Your childhood life, your child, sits in a room, battered, cold. And the only words that comes out of her mouth is, I don't want to die. I think if you showed some of the Americans what happened and what's going on, what's really going on, I think some of those Americans would probably turn their head around and realize just how fucking awful the Russians are. The whole idea, and that's what he says, right, is that it's a curse to be put on the front lines of a war. But I think the worst curse is to be forced, or either, you know, just spend time watching a war unfold as you know, can't do anything about it. You can't change it. You're not there. You can't change the front lines. You can't do anything about it. All you're forced to do is just watch it all happen and it all unfold. I think sometimes it's a curse worse than watching it. But that doesn't matter. Yeah. It's sad. Really sad. Over the past week, sappers of the State Emergency Service destroyed 1,767 munitions. Mines or unspoken shells missions, right? So, pretty good. Yeah. So, you know, it's the idea behind, yeah. Also, you know, I mean, the whole talks about save America, elect Donald Trump, he will pull us out of this war. What Donald Trump will do is forgive Putin immediately. Putin, you know, is pretty much under Donald Trump's nose, right? He controls him. He's him, right? He's him. Putin will do is pretty much forget what Putin has done, what the Russians are doing, and just say, you know, take Ukraine or take some part of it. And then also, he's probably going to say, you know, we'll stop for now. And what that will allow is a ceasefire, right? This first possibility is for Russia to be able to keep its territory and be allowed to, you know, Russia is allowed to keep its territory and is allowed to have a ceasefire, and not at the end of the war. It will rebuild its forces, and if they forgive sanctions, all that, which Trump is probably going to do, right? No, he's going to forgive the war no matter what. So yeah. I have live images of Kim Jong-un on his day out in the cold here. So here we have Kim Jong-un. He's testing out his new rockets here. As you can see, it's going great. It's going great. He picks up some snow there. Yeah. It says froze it there. You gotta throw that, you know, snowball over there. All right. Okay, sir. Okay. Yeah. Throw it over there. Throw it over there. Yeah. Over there. Oh, yeah. You get nuked. Oh, we do have fun. Yeah, it's terrible. We need something fresh. We need something new. Another leader, a world leader, another person to control the U.S. I don't personally give a shit about his age, as long as he's able to walk and do stuff, right? Which is my main concern about that. So, well, fuck it. He doesn't even have to walk. I just feel like maybe, you know, I feel like the criteria for being a president in the United States is, you know what the fuck you're doing and you have a brain. You need whiskey? Well, go get yourself some whiskey then, all right? Go get yourself some whiskey. Go get yourself some whiskey there. Go get yourself some whiskey there, bud. Yeah, you go get yourself some whiskey. Also, people are surprised that Russia isn't, invited to the Nobel Peace Prize. The award ceremony in Stockholm, Sweden. You're surprised? I don't know. Seems weird. I would say the time they gave Obama the Nobel Peace Prize, right? They gave him the Nobel Peace Prize. We were like, people people they gave him the Nobel Peace Prize. He bombed. He said, the memes was, hey, how do you get what's the criteria for getting a Nobel Peace Prize? And then it was a picture of Obama, and then says, bomb free countries, and you get the Nobel Peace Prize. Now I bomb a lot of countries, and then I got a Nobel Peace Prize. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna hand the keys over to Donald Trump, and I'm gonna get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and watch out, because if you piss me off, I'm gonna bomb your country again. So I mean, Obama did a lot of other things. The thing is, Obama, in fact, did do a lot of peace. He opened up relations with it was Cuba. He was doing got a lot of good things. But the problem was the timing of when they gave him the Nobel Peace Prize. It seemed like they were giving him the Nobel Peace Prize because he bombed some countries in the Middle East. That was the problem. The problem was that the problem was that they gave him the Nobel Peace Prize as he just had completed the bombing campaign, and they also gave him after of course he killed Osama bin Laden. That's when he also got it. So I will say he was part of the decision to kill Osama bin Laden, and for that I'll always be very thankful for Obama. Yeah, guys, I killed Obama. So yeah. So that's a lot better. Yeah, it is. That was some joke I heard, right? So actually I was there myself. So I told Michelle I'm gonna go to see Osama bin Laden, and be back later. All right. And then I thought SEAL Team 6, we're gonna go there. I'm gonna come along. The SEAL Team 6, they said no, you can't, but I said shut the fuck up. I'm coming along, and we went there, and we did a lot of stuff, killed a lot of people, and I ordered a bomb strike. It happened, and then we went to kill Osama bin Laden, and yeah. So then I came on back home. I ran. I actually swam from France because I felt like it. So it was a pretty good day. Then when I got home, I did 1,000 push-ups, and then got over here. Just got over here, put on a new suit, and I gave it a speech now. So yeah. I'm Obama. Yeah. I don't fuck around, Bush. I don't fuck around. I don't fuck around. You don't fuck around with Obama. Obama's gonna come kill you. You don't fuck around with Obama. No, you don't fuck around with Obama. I killed myself, actually. I killed myself. So pretty good. No, Obama, are you sure that you killed him? Because I was there, and I'm pretty sure that I built a great wall to keep him away from me. And I said, Osama bin Laden, you're dead. You're dead. And then I pushed my button, and he was dead. So, dead. It was great. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was awesome. And Bill Kinson, right? It was like, well, actually, I was the one who was there, and well, actually, I was the one who I was the one who was there. So Obama and me, we went over there. We're good mates, and we went over there, and we took care of Osama bin Laden. So it was a good day. It was a good day. We came home, and we had a whiskey, and then I had a fortunate visit by a lady in my office. It became a bit of a scandal, but we're still doing good. So so we had another lady in the room. It wasn't Obama. It wasn't Michelle. It wasn't my wife. It wasn't Hillary. No. It was another woman. So me and Obama, we had a good fun. We had a good time. Yeah. Those distinct voices, right? No, that's not funny, guys. We don't make fun of that. We don't make fun of the things that we all know happened. We don't make fun of that. Bill Clinton, he didn't do that. Cheat on his wife? what are you talking about? What are you talking about? He didn't do that. Well, it's kind of, he may, he could, sometimes he does, and sometimes he doesn't. It's all right. It's all right. Well, we all saw you do it, but Hillary, he cheated on you. You make fun of it? Yeah. What the fuck is a Canadian military plane doing in Japan? I don't know. Probably some kind of propped up deal right there. Oh, we got a river joint in Alaska. All right. We got some air activity in Alaska now. Keep an eye on that. Probably going somewhere. All right. I want to show you live footage of Bill is nasty. Bill's a nasty little effort. I'm gonna show you footage of Lukashenko and Putin. They were having fun, and then they were starting to talk about going for invading Ukraine and all that. And then they were having a lot of fun, and then some stuff happened that wasn't so good. It started going off rails. Get what I'm saying? And then this is live footage of what happened. So this part hasn't happened yet, but it's gonna happen. By the way, both of those girls in that go-kart there, Red Bull, I don't know if they were right, but they didn't die. Just want to point that out, YouTube. But they didn't just show a video of people dying. They were fine. They had helmets on, and they probably were fine. They probably had some bruises, but they were fine. I like how Putin starts his conversation out or his talks with the Aragon. He said. We don't refuse any grain deal. We don't refuse any deals. Russia never refuses any deals. So today we're here to talk about grain deal. So Mr. Putin, yeah, are you gonna say yes to this grain deal? No, not today. We refuse deal. Yes, Russia never refuses deal, but today we refuse deal. Yes, so pretty good. Yeah, so. But, Mr. Putin, how does that make sense? You say you never refuse a deal, but you say you never refuse a deal, but you're still refusing a deal? It's because I feel like the West cheats on me, and I do not refuse deal. I just say that the West is very, very bad to me, and I don't like it. The West, they did a Bill Clinton to me. They cheated on me, so they did not respect me. Just once. Yeah. By the way, it's just this once time. Just this once, right? But Mr. Putin, didn't you invade Ukraine despite having a deal with Ukraine not to invade them? Now you shut up, young boy. Come over here to this window. Now, young boy, come here. We will look out this window together. Look at this. This is great Russia. Oh, where did you go? Oh no, did you fall? No, Mr. Putin, that's really bad. You shouldn't do that. So I'm Bill Clinton, and you shouldn't push people out of windows. I've seen it happen before. In fact, I once saw Hillary push a lady out a window. I may have had some prior relations with that woman, but we don't talk about that. Now, Mr. Putin, could you please verify that you did push that person out that window? No, I did not do that. All right, okay, well, whatever you say, man. Whatever you say, man. All right, I see you later, man. I see you later. Like Bill Clinton, he had like this cool kind of feel about it. You know, the time when he was introducing Obama, right? He came up on the stage right there. He did like that little walk. He seemed like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, all right. Hello. Yeah. So we're gonna have the main man, Obama. Now he's a great guy. I personally vouch for him. He's great, and you know, gonna get him out here, and he's gonna do a lot of talk to you guys. You guys should pick him. I like him a lot, you know. And what did the chicken say to the say to his wife? I did it, Bill Clinton. Yeah. So here's Obama, and then Obama came up like, oh shit. Well, he did that little one. You know the Obama run? You know that little run he does? You know that cool rock? Like, oh yeah, shit. Oh, thank you, Bill. Thank you. Now, thank you all for that. Goddamn, Bill, that was great. You know, goddamn. He got a bad vodka and flew out the window. Yeah, exactly. That's what he did. Obama introducing Donald Trump was like, so today we're gonna have a son of an asshole up here. He's gonna do a lot of talks to you guys, and I wouldn't recommend you to listen to any of it. You're not gonna understand half of it, and it's gonna be pretty bad. So he's gonna talk a lot about building a wall. Just ignore it. He probably won't be president. And yeah, have a good time. Oh, thank you, Obama. Thank you. That was great. Thank you. You know, believe it or not, that's the nicest thing that anybody has ever said to me. People don't speak very nice to me. That's the nicest thing that somebody has said to me for a very long time. I can't really do it Donald Trump. I don't really do a good Donald Trump. Now, Hillary. No, that wasn't great. No, no, that's really good. Yeah. We got RDJ, the President Roosevelt. Who's that guy? Right. No. The American resolution will be great. No, I don't know. Sure on that. Yeah. I want to give a special thanks to to Obama. He said he's a nice guy. So thank you, Obama. Thank you for saying that. That was really nice. It was we'll swallow you. Thank you. Now, believe it or not, guys, I am gonna. Folks, on this Labor Day, let me tell you what we're celebrating. Jobs, good paying jobs. Jobs can raise your family, on union jobs. So, President Biden. Folks, on this Labor Day, let me tell you, we are celebrating jobs, good paying jobs, jobs you can raise a family on, and union jobs. So you're saying is we're giving out good jobs here in America. Well, that it ain't a lie. It's just not completely true, is it? Either? Well, it's not lying. But anyways, guys, I will leave the stream here today. Now, and I will give you guys the updates, more updates tomorrow. Very exciting stuff. If you did miss out, go back and rewatch or follow my Twitter. My Twitter is in the description. I will be retweeting stuff, so don't worry about that. You can go read it up. I'll be retweeting some of the stuff we talked about today, so you can go read up on that. And otherwise, if you're a visual learner, you can go through the video trying to find the key points of when I was talking about it. So and Twitter is in the description. You're gonna follow that. If you not liked or subscribed, please do that. Have a good night, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Just like Bill Clinton, get to that girl. All right. On the flip side, right? Get it? No, it's a terrible joke. No, I got it.